platform? Or maybe, how does an IoT platform fit into a larger IoT solution? And when should your industry use an IoT platform? Our keynote speaker of this session has a wide experience of industrial software development and IoT solutions architecture at the Intel IoT Group for the European market and at Siemens for the EMEA region. He is the MindSphere Regional Partner Manager at Siemens Digital Factory. Please put your hands together and give a big warm welcome to Mr. Nizar Souissi.
It's coming. It's here. So, everyone, may I have your attention, please? I've been asked actually to ask you whether after this lunch, whether you prefer to go for a short siesta or we continue. Who wants to go for a siesta? Siesta? قيلولة يعني. No one? This is a good sign. So, my name is Nizar Souissi. Was that for me? Okay, so as the subject suggests, we'll be speaking about IoT platforms, and I will share with you a couple of experiences I could actually gather here and there over the last years. So let's start by a bit of. Wait, do you know what this is? Anyone knows? So how many here like to buy a building? Bayern Munich. How many here don't like Bayern Munich? So the majority here don't care that much about it, right? Looks like it. I'm happy I'm not alone here. So let's go for the video and then I'll
What makes the heart of FC Bayern beat? It's the ones who work on ideas that change the game. It's the coaches developing the launches or the possession-based combination game. It's the players who invented the libero. They revolutionized goalkeeping and became space investigators. It's the giants who conquered new ground and the air. It's the millions of fans, the inventors of cheers and chants. And then there are the ingenious ones who delve into the details to make things better and better. They reinvent the grass for the perfect pitch and pioneer mobility, safety, and power supply solutions. Digital wizards combine the virtual and the real world to change the game. They create new possibilities and transform shoes into goal-scoring weapons. Yes, ingenuity can create legends, goosebumps, miracles, and unforgettable magic. It can create absolute madness. Siemens, ingenuity for life.
All right. Okay, tell me what this was about. Come on, I need a little makeup.
It was about connecting the thing.
Okay. Sorry? The? So anyway, you could interpret many things about this video. Actually, I couldn't even say anything about it. Let's take a digital transformation, digital way of connecting IoT with us and continue the journey. Now, we are all here about IoT, right? We are all here because there is a lot of potential out there. So the statistics say that currently 85% of the assets out there are not connected. I am from Tunisia, so I'm going to speak about Tunisia, okay? So not to hurt the feelings of anyone. if I think of Tunisia, I think this number is very optimistic. Right. So the potential is there, and that's why we are gathered here. I mentioned Tunisia, so in order to be able to say that, I guess in Lebanon it's not much different, right? And this means there is a lot of potential for all of us here, and this is why we are here, right? You know, when I was traveling to Lebanon, and by the way, this is my first time in Lebanon, so I'm very happy to be here. I reached out to my best Lebanese friends and I told them, finally I'm going to see Beirut. So the wife was very enthusiastic, and you have to go here and there, visit this and that, and I don't know, this hamra, that green, and the best marjoua, and the best, I don't know, sweets. The husband told me, don't go there. It's so overcrowded. You don't like it. Drive straight to the Jebel. I think he's from the Jebel anyway, but the bottom line is that it's true. The city is crowded, and all cities are getting overcrowded, actually. The cities are growing phenomenally. We live in cities that we spend a lot of time in traffic jams, horribly. So I've been told that the way from the hotel to just a second. I think there is another microphone interfering here, right? Can we switch it off? So the way yesterday in the evening from the airport to the hotel was a very pleasant ride of 15 minutes. I've been told that it takes 2 hours during the day. And that's pretty much the case in all the cities we live in today, right? We have pollution, we have environmental issues, we have we are becoming more and more vulnerable. I'm trying to figure out the best spot here. So we are becoming more and more vulnerable, right? When I grew up, I remember that we used to have a lot of those power outages. And honestly, as a child, it was the best time ever, right? This meant no homework, but this meant also no TV. So our parents would sit with us around the canyon and they would start telling stories. Best time ever. Today, if you think about it, actually, power outage is a catastrophe. You just think about if you spend like half a day without fridges, what happens to all the food we are stocking actually in the supermarkets. Same thing actually with the environmental changes. The driver yesterday was complaining of 2 months of rain, and that's what they did with the infrastructure here. I think it's the same thing going on everywhere. So we have a lot of challenges to solve with the IoT, but we have also more opportunities to generate, right? So we are thinking, we are becoming creative, right? The more we connect, the more new ideas come, and we are becoming creative. We are discovering new ways to sell things, new ways to share things, to live together, to drive together, and to spend, to make use of the room we have together, right? So the sharing economy suddenly becomes a possibility. Now there are figures, actually, there are studies that suggest that if we leverage the potential of the IoT and the full potential of the IoT in the cities where we live today, good things can happen. So typically in a city of 5 million, if we are really connected, if we know where the flow is going, who is driving where, and when it's going to happen, and we can predict all these things together, we can save lives. We can improve the quality of our life in all aspects. We can reduce our energy consumption. We can even decrease crimes. Like the bottom line we need is a better life for all of us, right? Smart cities, very nice topic. I would say it's a very sexy topic, but I am here wearing the tie of Siemens. I don't have a tie because actually they give us very ugly green ties. So, but anyway, we wear the industry tie. So I'm going to tell you about the industry, right? In the industry, good things are happening as well, right? People are moving, the landscape is shifting. So from year to year, we noticed that manufacturing and automation is actually the area where you have the highest adoption rate. It's accelerating, right? Whereas we speak of only like less than 4% of acceleration in smart cities area, we can speak of do you see my laser? Okay, I'm trying to use the laser, but anyway, it's fine. Anyway, so manufacturing is moving. People are doing something out there, right? And this is not without reason. People are facing a lot of challenges. Many are aware, more are not aware. Right? So typically, the challenges that people out there in the industry or in the manufacturing are facing, it's usually a very traditional industry, right? We know this. There are those who are speaking to a manufacturing customer, they know that they are the most reluctant and the most rejecting to innovation. So they have actually a lot of legacy hardware out there, right? Over 80% of the deployments we have in industry are actually legacy hardware. So you have limited visibility. You don't have access to your process. You don't know actually what's going on. You have the systems are very rigid, so you cannot even improve the production. You cannot innovate in your ways of production, right? And you keep telling them there is digital transformation going on, but when you look at their shop floor, it's a catastrophe. And most of the times, this is the answer we get right from industries when we speak with them. Right? Why should this interest me? Digital transformation, why are you telling me this? I've been producing for the last 25 years. Things have been going on very well. I've been happy the way I am. I have people who have been working with the same machine for 25 years, so why am I going to change anything now? The bottom line is that they don't know what they are missing. Right? First of all, we've seen this figure before, right? So there is a lot of potential. You could generate a lot of benefits, and we'll look at this now. The second thing is, dear manager, if you are not doing anything, you are missing up actually the start. Someone else out there is doing something, is changing, and you will be left back. So those, more than half of actually of the managers who responded to our survey, and this is actually 2017, right? So it's already 1 or 2 years old. Numbers are moving, are shifting. But at least it will give us an idea about what is keeping these people awake in the night, right? So when they are doing their digital transformations, over 70%, they want to optimize their operations, first of all, right? Around 70%, they want to reduce the risks. And this is the category of internal aspects, right? So meaning that me, myself, my own environment, I want to make my own environment better, production environment better. I want to be less prone to outages. I want to be more robust. I want to have less failures, etc. But then once we are there, we can also suddenly, if we are connected, if we are digitally transformed, we suddenly can think of new things. We can actually build new products, make it even more customer friendly. Who here likes cars? Come on, let's be serious. All of the rest don't like cars? Like, okay, it's another company. Come on, we breathe actually. We have it in our genes. Right? So he who likes cars, and I know a lot of people who will just go online for the sake of fun, and they will start a configurator, BMW or Audi or Volkswagen, and they start choosing, the combinations of configurations, and to see what is there, what can I have today. It's a fun exercise to do, but the process behind it, it's another story. Like the journey between how the cars have been produced the last decades and how they are produced today, right? It's an amazing transformation, and that's actually a very nice illustration of the digital transformation, right? So definitely we'll be increasing our sales afterwards, because once my devices are out there, they are connected, and they know how they are used, how they are consumed. I will start profiling and shaping my customers, and they can adapt my devices to my customers. This holds for consumer as well as for every aspect of the manufacturing and the industry. And actually, it's even more important when we speak of high-value machinery, right? This brings us actually to the Industry 4.0 mandates. You guys are familiar with Industry 4.0, right? I believe. No? So this should be written actually with IE at the end. It's Industrie 4.0. It's actually a German thing. And the inventor of this, anyone knows where it comes from? It's a doctor of physics, Angela Merkel. So it's actually her government. It's a governmental initiative from Germany. It's been dated actually a couple of years now, and it has been kind of the birth of industrial IoT, right? So we have been seeing the IoT for a while, right? We all have smartphones. We all know the Nest thermometer. We have the wearables. This stuff for consumer, right? But then connecting industry, generating new streams of revenue, new business models, anything from industry is another story. And the German government, they came with this mandate to given their position in the market, to transform the industry, to come with this Industry 4.0, which is actually, so they mean this is the fourth revolution of industry, and it comes with the digitization. Now the target, the mandates of it, it targets us making more things in custom products and selling from them for less. Like we said, right, car by car configurator. You get your car configured and delivered in time. It was actually, the exercise was possible earlier, but then they used to have to go for a finished car and then start adding parts here and there. Today it comes out of the factory actually finished with its tag name. Now this is for Mr. Nizar Souissi. We want to experience less costly downtimes and waste, and he who works in manufacturing knows what the meaning of downtime is. There are factories out there when they stop working. There are power plants out there, right? There are power distribution systems out there. That's not talking about factories. But if you think of the waste, of the damage caused when a energy distribution network is down for an hour, actually, this brings nations to their knees, right? Modern warfare targets actually power distribution. It's better than bombing. Just stop their power plants for half an hour and see what happens. Metros are no longer driving, and there is no light, and hospitals and food distribution, anything. And look at the nation, what becomes of it. It's actually a Armageddon scenario. The third mandate is building products with fewer defects, so efficiency in production, everything. And of course, the environmental aspect, requiring fewer materials and being more efficient about it. Make sense? So when we speak to our customers and we say, come on, let's start our digital journey, first of all, the customers will not buy anything for the beauty of it, right? We know this. When we speak to the customers, we are selling value, right? So what is the value we are selling to them? Now, when we look at the digital transformation journey, it comes in phases. So the first phase, how we start the digital transformation or IoT transformation, it starts with anyone? Come on, I need you to wake up now. So what do I need to do in order to start talking about IoT? You said it before, actually. Someone said it, you said it before. Connecting, right? Connect assets, collect data. So the first thing I have actually more data, so I have more insight to my devices. I can manage my assets, I can monitor them, I can monitor their condition, see whether they are running according to what is expected, etc. I can manage their performance. And this is pretty much the first obvious result of an IoT or a digital transformation. Let's stick to this word. Now, if we take this a bit further and want to add some more value to it, right? And I've seen there was at least one exposition out there talking about data. So once we have the data, we start to become more smart about it. So we have more insight, we can generate more value based on that data. So when we start analyzing, we can have insights. We start to see patterns. We start to see correlations that we were not aware of beforehand. Suddenly, we will be able to predict, right? So things like predictive maintenance, or optimized predictive maintenance, or prescriptive maintenance, or optimized prescriptive maintenance, they become possible. We can predict the energy usage. We can optimize the energy usage and the costs. Okay, there are countries where energy costs differently from time to time, so it's better to consume energy during the night when people are sleeping during the day, etc., etc. Everyone knows the difference between the three first rectangles. What's the predictive maintenance? What's the prescriptive maintenance? And what does it mean to optimize them? Anyone can help? No one? Actually, I'm almost going to call my old school teacher and ask, come here, we have a lot of people here playing with their phones. What should I do? You know what they will draw? We have olive trees in Tunisia. The famous thing about olive trees is that they have actually, yeah, they have like, it hurts. It hurts, but it teaches you. Right. So, okay, do you want to know the difference between those or not? Yes. Right. So, predictive maintenance. Now, traditionally, the maintenance runs always in in fixed periods. So, when you buy a machine, a sophisticated machine, the producer, in order to be on the safe side, he will tell you you need to change the wheels every 20,000 kilometers. Actually, the wheels would run even 40,000 kilometers, right? But what they do, they run a statistic and they see that after between the minimum is 20,000, the max could be 40,000. They will go and tell you, okay, change the tires every 20,000 kilometers to be on the safe side. So this is how things have been going on, right? People were changing parts in their machines based on schedule, right? This is the first thing. Now, with the explosion of IT, now we have sensors. Sensors are more cheaper, so suddenly we could afford more sensors attached to our machines. Suddenly, we were able to connect more sensors and monitor the status of the machine. So we started talking about condition-based maintenance. Meaning that we monitor the machine, and that we react when we see it starting to deteriorate or to not work completely. This is what has been going on till now. But then once we started collecting the data and applying data analysis to it, suddenly we started to be able to predict when a machine would fail, based on things that you could not think of earlier, right? So the machine starts vibrating here, and I know that it's actually the problem is over there. So I need to change something over there, right? So we could apply new technologies like vibration monitoring, sound monitoring, etc., and then analyze these things. There are companies specialized in this, and now we are able to predict the failure of the machine, and that's the predictive maintenance. When we want to optimize this, so we set the alarm, but then we want to optimize this, so we don't wait to send the alarm at its time if we have insight of the whole production, and we know that we are going to start a new batch of production, which should not be interrupted for a whole 2 weeks, let's say, no, in theory. So we send the alarm before the batch is changed. This is actually when you have your whole industry connected, and you have actually even a kind of digital twin of your factory. Then you are able to do this, and that's the optimized predictive maintenance. The prescriptive maintenance is when the system is smart enough to send an order to a technician. That means, okay. So now at least we know the difference between them. Huh? The next level of the digital journey, and you see actually the more we move here, the more sophisticated it gets. Right? So this is where we start talking about digital product twin, digital production twin, digital performance twin, or digital twin performance. This is where we start talking about augmented virtuality for workers, etc., etc. Right? Now you can look at all of this and find your sweet spot, right, and target. Most of the people we are talking to are targeting the first part because it's the most obvious part. But let's face it, he who wants to win, he will look for a better niche. So I'm going to accelerate a bit. But actually, we are almost there, right? So we've seen that the industrial IoT or the digital transformation, it aims at increasing or improving the transparency of the production, etc., making the production faster, more flexible, less prone to downtimes, etc. But the approaches we've been observing up until now, many of them have failed. And I'm talking out of experience. We used to stand like in trade shows for years in Germany or in Central Europe and look at all the initiatives in IoT, and this has been a buzzword for many years. We've seen a lot of players come and go. Because the approaches, they have been not consistent. And the answers that need, the questions that need to be answered is actually pretty trivial, right? So the first challenge is, where do I start, right? If I look at the factory, where can I start? Where can I generate the value that I'm promising to my customer? All right, it's not really trivial actually. But again, the approach, sometimes many people will come with a building blocks approach. And then they think that it's a one-size-fits-all kind of approach, and it worked very well in the IT, but in the OT it didn't really nail it. We have actually in the OT we have more requirements for security for obvious reasons, as we said, we speak of actually critical infrastructure. So you cannot go to someone and tell him, look, I'm going to connect your power plant, and they know a thing or two about security. This does not work, right? People have different expectations. The consumer market is very flexible, but the manufacturing and the industrial market is something that, again, many approach with a very proprietary approach. So there was a rejection straight based on the fear of vendor locking and not being able to, the lack of willingness to be open for an ecosystem made almost every approach fail, to be honest. Because I come to this customer and tell him, look, I am fit in this part of the spectrum, and I will connect all your factory, collect the data, and give you a predictive maintenance. Now the next provider will come 2 hours later and will say, I will connect your factory with a different approach on a different cloud. You have to pay twice for the same connection, and I will be offering you another service. And the third will come, and the fourth will come, and at the end he will say, come on guys, okay, where should I start, right? And it's not the value. So so how do I choose my platform? Now the platform ideally if I am going to start working on my industrial IoT project, the platform will have to answer a lot of questions. So we've seen it actually. This is not IT, so one size fits all is not an option. Many people start by let's say reinventing the wheel for focusing. How many is done? Okay, thank you very much. So I have 2 more slides. So many will focus their efforts where it doesn't really generate the value. Like I spent a couple of years selling, commercial Linux distributions, and the first question I used to ask my customers: do you know how many Linux kernel patches are there per year? You're looking at actually 13,000 patches, only the kernel, right? So is it really any difference? Is it really any value if you have 2 or 3 engineers sitting there just following these patches, validating them, and then deploying them to your assets out there? Is it any value? No, not at all. So any approach which involves me doing stuff that is not the kernel of my value is actually, there is something wrong. So we need to have an alarm telling me, look, you are investing your time in something that is not going to generate any value. Your customers don't care actually which kernel version you are running or which SSL version you are running on your device. They don't know anything about this. But if you tell them, look, I'm going to save you 20% of your energy costs because I have a real analyst at home. If you give me this and that data, then they will listen to you. So ideally, my platform will spare me this time. It will allow me to focus on my domain know-how. It has to take care of the end-to-end security, right? So if I have to care of the security, it's a hassle actually, and it's starting to get even more and more crucial. The more complicated the systems are, the worse. It's a nightmare. Security is really a nightmare for everyone. Ideally, actually, it will come with the tools I would need in order to generate more value. So basic analytics in order to do analytics, AI in order to do predictions, etc. We are talking about managed services here, actually, and this is the recipe for the success that AWS is seeing in the IT, right? That's what they're doing. Actually, people have been spending money doing these services as a backbone for their application systems. AWS comes and says, look, I'll manage all these services for you, you just consume them. Boom, suddenly you don't need actually a team of 20 developers, you only need 2 developers to deploy your application. The other failures that we've seen is actually the example of these gentlemen coming to the same customer, right? Everyone with his approach. Data uniformity, right? Almost every customer today has his data. I promise you 2 minutes, okay? Promise. So every customer has his data, right? And every customer will pretend having a data lake. Now, not all data lakes are born equal. This is for sure. So the platform must actually enforce a kind of conformity of data there. Why? Because I want to be able to consume the data of this and that customers in the future, right? And I want to allow the ecosystem as well to consume this same data in order to generate other value based on other know-how they have. The issues we've seen also on the market, people come with the mindset of, okay, we've been doing OT for the last 20 years, SCADA, everything is on the shop floor, nothing of the data leaves the shop floor. Well, guess what? If you stay on the shop floor, you'll be doing the same thing you've been doing for the last 20, 30 years, right? There is a reason why the cloud exists, because it opens actually the door for magic. Let's call it this way. It's really takes you in, right? Magic happens when you started adopting the cloud. And don't tell me no one of you has a Dropbox or no one of you is using this email, right? Your email is on the cloud, actually. And we've accepted this for years now. So my platform needs actually to give me the flexibility to deploy on the cloud or on premises for specific customers. If you go to A&D, Aerospace and Defense, you can actually talk to them until you die of talking about cloud, and they will not listen. And this is very understandable, actually. Last thing, customers are afraid of upfront investments, usually. So if If my platform will allow me to come up with a business model which is as a pay per use or pay as you go, that will help me adopt, that will help them adopt. You will need usually to start small and target and grow at the end, right? So that's why I say start small and think big. Think of actually global reach. Think of enclosing more customers based on the same services, or bringing in ecosystem, eco partners for the same customers, right? And then, of course, I'm going to need to monetize my services. Basically, if this is taken care of from the platform, out of the box, that will help me. With this, I thank you, and thank you. IoT is selling everything. Are you keeping up?
Thank you, Mr. Nizar Souissi, for an enlightening presentation on the IoT platforms and industrial applications. We can have a very short time for questions, maybe one or two. Does anyone have any questions? So, we are grateful for your presence among us today, Mr. Nizar Souissi. The second session features a series of presentations showcasing the innovative applications and use cases of IoT in various business and industries. This session chair held many executives' roles. He is the General Manager of IAM Capital, Vice President of the Internet Society Lebanon chapter, a board member at Veritech, and Chairman of Seed Accelerator. Dr. Nicolas Rohana, the stage is yours.
Hi everyone. You're keeping up? And the session, a very, very interesting session. Thank you guys for having me to chair this session. It's always great to come back to IC and see colleagues and students, and it brings out memories. Very nice memories, by the way. So as I said, we have a nice session on IoT application and use cases. And I hope today, by the way, I hope that you'll get ideas. Those are students or entrepreneurs that are looking to ideas to start up their businesses. For info, so IAM Capital is a VC fund, so we invested in quite a few of IoT types of ventures. So one being in the showroom here, Scripter is one of our portfolio companies. So it's a cloud-based platform, IoT-based, that manages IoT, gives business logics to IoT devices. We've invested in Nifty Ethics, by the way, which is also a robot, connected robot that cleans the water in reef aquariums and stuff like that. So it's partly hardware and software solution. So please go in today with ideas and come talk to us for funding. There are lots of money available for such innovative ideas in this space. And by the way, you will hear some nice stories today during the speaker. So I have a fantastic speaker lined up. So each one will come on stage and talk for like 12-15 minutes, 2 minutes Q&A, and then the next speaker will come. I'll introduce the next speaker. So the first speaker, without further ado, is Manoush Abbas. So he has several hats, and nevertheless, he's one of my friends, my good friends. He's today currently coming here to speak as Vice Chairman and General Manager at Netco Holdings, but obviously he's also Chairman at IDM, at Veritech as well, and Chairman of the newly set Lebanese VC Association. So he's an entrepreneur, he's an angel, he's a funder, again, for startup. So Manu is going to talk to us about IoT at center of medical operations, a case study. I didn't know you had IoT.
Presentation. Hello everyone. دايما بعد الغداء people get a bit tired. So may I suggest something before we start? No, I need it as well. So let's all stand up. Let's all stand up. It feels better, Michelle. You don't mind if I speak English, French, and Arabic, yeah? Someone has a problem if I change language, if I switch? Okay. طيب مين بفضل عربي؟ بتفضل عربي كل شيء؟ اوكي ما في مشكلة مش. طيب أنا basically what I wanted to share with you is our experience in a very traditional business, which is the oil and gas downstream. Our experience as Metro, you've seen our stations everywhere, 200 to Lebanon, 210 to be precise. And to tell you honestly, it's not just about IoT, it's about the customer experience that we're talking about here. And the customer experience is at the center of now any successful business. Because without a good customer experience, retailers, wholesalers, people who are in the trade don't have a lot of, they don't have a story, they don't have a differentiator. So the differentiator is by providing a customer experience. And how do you provide that? By putting the technology at the center of the business. Because technology tells you what the customer wants and helps you in refining the offering to the customer. So, if you approach this from this perspective, if you approach this from, not from the cost center, but from the perspective of improving the customer experience, then any investment that you do becomes really, it makes sense. So, let me just share. I'm not going to tell you what the Internet of Things is, you know that, the definition you know, and how it works you know. So let's add. Okay. Some of the applications that we have, I'm going to go from the most simple to the most sophisticated. The most simple, now many people have it in Lebanon, is the tracking of trucks. Okay? Now every single truck that we have in our fleet of 100 trucks, there is a device, and we identify, we know at any point in time where this truck is, and obviously what kind of metrics. The speed of the truck, any kind of when it stops, if it went beyond the area that it was assigned to, and so on and so forth. But far beyond that, we're starting now a pilot. And you might be seeing some of the trucks, with 2 trucks, that will be equipped with cameras. Now, these cameras will be on the dashboard, so it will take all the time the driver, so it will take, and we can stream that, so we can at any point in time watch the driver remotely from the office. And we have also the camera looking at the road. So, you know, we know where he is. And we're going to be having 2 cameras from each side, from the outside of the truck. And why is that? Because we had several instances where people were calling and complaining in our call center that هذا الشوفير كسر علينا وهذا كسرنا السيارة وهذا فات على السيستم وهذا عمل هيك وهذا عمل هيك. So, and you know, when someone calls the call center, even if the people in the call center are trained, at the end of the day, they're going to not panic, but there's someone shouting on the phone, and you know, and sometimes also cursing. So you never know really how to handle the customer. But now, because we will have the data, we can really know if there was an overspeed, or if he was not driving properly, that person, that truck driver. And this will help us mitigate any kind of complain, and also as far as the insurance is concerned, it will lower our cost. So technology, IoT, all of this is at the center of the customer experience, at the same time at the center of the business, because it will lower the cost ultimately. So tracking, no key seals. Okay, no key is a project I'm really, really proud of, and it's one of the best projects that we undertook. I don't know how many people are familiar with our industry, but when a truck leaves the terminal, we seal with a plastic seal. We seal the compartments on top, on the bottom. And why we do that? To make sure that the product arrives to the destination in all integrity. And there is no theft or there is no pilfering or something like that. Pilfering is when you extract some of the product and you add something else. You can يشيلوا بنزين يحطوا له زيت أو شيء تاني. So, and we had always problems, and I'm sure you've seen those scenes. You see them in airports, the duty-free card. There is a seal with a number. It's sealed, so people, it's kind of a security, so or in an envelope, whatever. So we had a serious issue because truck drivers, they often stop on the side of the road. Either they pull the seal and replace it by another seal that they have in their pocket, or they replace the product, or they throw some of the product to use for their cars. Okay, this is not just in Lebanon; it's international. Everybody does that. All the people who handle, all the drivers who handle this kind of product. Because don't forget, 20 liters of gasoline is about 25,000 Lebanese pounds, so about roughly $17, $18. So it's a lot of money for someone who makes $1,000 a month. Our drivers, they make minimum $1,000. It's still a lot of money. If every day he takes $40 back home, you can compute how much it makes. He makes as much from siphoning product as much as he makes in terms of salary. So it's a real problem, and we were faced with this problem until I came across this company called Noki. You can check it on the website. What they did is, and I'll show you a picture if you want. They did they did a like a lock, okay, exactly, a padlock actually, a padlock, but it is triggered at distance electronically by simply sending an email to the padlock. So each padlock has a MAC address, and you can send an email, and the person who is going to receive the product, all he needs to do, or she needs to do, is get the phone close, and through Bluetooth, the padlock will open. So this is something fantastic, because now, instead of this little plastic thing, we have something very solid, a padlock, and it will only open instead of a key, so we don't need to have to management of keys and stuff like that. It will only open when the person that the product is destined to will approach the phone to the lock. Perfect. So what did we do? With that, we saved lots of money instead of using the plastic seals, because each plastic seal costs about something like 17 cents. And we need 6 on top and 6 on bottom because we have 6 compartments. So instead of paying like roughly $2 per trip, we're reusing every time those locks. Lots of savings and total security. Fantastic. This is a pure example of technology of IoT. And just for the little story, I invested in this company, which was a startup in the States. And a year and a half later, they sold for one of their major customers 8 times the investment that I made. So, very good investment. So, electronic locks, truck retail distribution. All of you, I'm sure, you ordered diesel or mazout for your chaudière, your home, okay, to heat your home. And I can assure you something, you never get, they tell you it's 1,000 liters, but you never get 1,000 liters. Most of the time, you get anywhere between 750 and 800. This is if you're lucky. Sometimes you get even less. How? Because, again, the truck drivers, they pump air into your tank. So you think that you're getting actually diesel, so the counter is turning, but actually you're just getting air. So what we've done, and I'll show you some pictures, we've equipped all of our distribution truck with a computer related to the meter, I have 5 minutes, okay. I'll stop whenever you want. This is again one way, and everything talk to everything. So the meter will not start, the pump will not start until the driver presses start on the computer. So automatically it captures everything. This is the key. Okay, so this is the counter. It automatically captures everything, and the consumer is sure to get the exact quantity that was pumped into the tank. There is no way that he will not get this exact quantity because this is related to the computer is related to a controller, the controller is related to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi, once he gets into back to the terminal, automatically it dumps all the file, so we know each customer how much he got, and we have all the information. So, okay, the third application that we have, the tanks that we have, they're all equipped with a control device that monitors the level. Also, this avoids any kind of accident, any kind during when the vessel is pumping product into the tank, and it has additional security. All of this, again, IoT related to the main database, everything is related to the back office, everything is related to the accounting system and everything that has to do with the back office. So this is the picture of the controller. Okay, you can see a 3G SIM small USB there, and all the equipment that is related to it. A new application that we're doing, because also it's a lot of theft at the level of car wash. You really never know how many car washes you really have done. And we're using this with one of the companies here in Veritech. So we're installing the controller. The controller will give 5 minutes preset number of minutes for the pump, and everything is also IoT related, IoT based, so we know exactly how many washes were done. So, in a nutshell, controls, efficiency, less cost. Less cost means better service means lower cost for the consumer as well. I don't think we have time to go over that, but we've also equipped fleet owners with NFC tags. NFC tags allows fleet owners to put an NFC chip next to the inlet of the gas tank. The pump, the nozzle will not start until it communicates with the NFC tag. So the NFC tag, it will know exactly who that car owner is. It will transmit this to the central database. And if the guy puts it to pour into a jerry can, it will stop automatically. So again, IoT and different users. Okay. MetroPay is also one of the ways to pay using IoT and no cash and no credit card. So that's it. Any questions? Yes, we started started electric charger, fast chargers in stations. We have now 5 stations equipped with that, and we have some more, like ABC, Mashafee is equipped, fast charger, it's 20 minutes. We have the parking of Solidar as well, in the center of Beirut. So we are moving towards clean energy and other things. Any other questions?
Yeah, one question here. Can the Nokia seal
I can see you. Can you stand up? Oh,
has the Nokia seal been hacked?
no.
Unhackable?
I wouldn't say that nothing is unhackable, but it has not been hacked. Nokia has, I think, 150,000 Nokia in the States so far deployed, and they use them for the storage facilities. So it avoids key management. Okay. Any other questions? Please.
When did it start, your transition towards digital?
When did it start? Which transition?
Your transition towards
IoT stuff? I would say since 10 years, gradually, we started it. Yani, مثلا today, every single transaction that is done in the stations that are company owned, every single transaction is registered. Many times when we receive complaints, the forecourt attendant did not fill my gas tank with the money I paid him. So we take the camera, so we know where he filled it, so we know the camera header, and we go and check the computer that have all the registry. And I can assure you, 99% of the time, it's the consumer who is wrong, because we show him, because you see, consumers think that we don't have a way. But they go, ينزلوا على المخفر, they complain, بيشتغل على المخفر, please نطلع نصور يعرفوا المخافر. طلعوا لنا الهيدر من الكمبيوتر. So everything is registered and the line is easy. تفضل. Blockchain. Okay. So far, I don't know if she's blockchain. I tried many times. The more I read, the less I understand. Honestly speaking. I don't know if you guys will laugh, but I don't understand one thing about blockchain so far. Okay? Thank you.
Blockchain for Michael is now blockchain lab. Next time. Thank you, Manu. So from one presentation, you got like 10 use cases. So it's all about ideas. So then you have a customer of any of your ideas. So next is Michel Salah. I don't want to read all the bylaws of the website, by the way, it's on LinkedIn, so everything is in there. So Michel Salah is another ID specialist. He is the president and founder of TrackSense. So you're going to tell us about IoT use cases, production, and presentation.
Merci. Bonjour. Une présentation des visées, et moi je vais parler en français. Est-ce que ça gêne quelqu'un? Bon, disons que non. Donc je vais. Bon, TrackSense, ça se présente. TrackSense, c'est la contraction de tracking et de sense. Vous en avez beaucoup parlé, on va continuer et vous allez voir, c'est fantastique. Donc, je m'appelle Michel Filler, je suis Libanais d'origine. Je suis vraiment très content et très fier d'être parmi vous aujourd'hui. C'est toujours pour moi un plaisir à recommencer de retrouver. Je vais essayer de faire vite parce que 15 minutes, ça file vraiment très vite. Donc, Traxens, c'est une entreprise que j'ai démarrée en 2012 pour m'occuper de la digitalisation de la chaîne logistique et de la chaîne d'approvisionnement. Quand j'ai démarré, j'étais tout seul. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes 120 personnes. Et nous sommes des spécialistes de la logistique et de la technologie. En particulier, des technologies de l'Internet des choses, des technologies de l'intelligence artificielle et de tout ce qui est business intelligence aussi. Qu'est-ce que fait Traxens exactement? La chaîne logistique, vous l'avez mentionné tout à l'heure, où la chaîne d'approvisionnement est en train de vivre des révolutions. Actuellement, elle en est à sa troisième révolution. Cette révolution s'inspire des IoT et de l'intelligence artificielle. Et disons, on peut imaginer la Terre aujourd'hui comme étant une énorme usine. À certains endroits, on va extraire de la matière première. À d'autres endroits, on va transformer ces matières premières en composants. À d'autres endroits, on va les intégrer dans des produits prêts à l'emploi. Et puis ensuite, on va porter ces produits prêts à l'emploi vers un client ou vers un distributeur qui va les mettre sur les étagères à la disposition des clients. Tout ça, c'est d'une complexité monumentale. La Terre, vous pouvez l'imaginer comme une ruche d'abeilles où tout le monde est en train de travailler en permanence pour que toutes ces choses-là fonctionnent les unes avec les autres. Alors, c'est très ambitieux de dire nous allons digitaliser la chaîne d'approvisionnement dans le monde entier. C'est des projets qui sont à l'échelle globale et on ne peut pas les comprendre autrement. Quand je fabrique par exemple une voiture, il y a du métal qui va venir de Pologne, il y a des pièces qui vont venir d'Allemagne, il y en a d'autres qui vont venir de Chine, et en tout cas, la voiture va être probablement assemblée quelque part en Roumanie. Et il va falloir emmener tout cela au même endroit pour ensuite le mener chez le distributeur qui va fournir la voiture en client final. Eh bien, tout ce commerce et toute cette chaîne d'approvisionnement, sachez que 95% de tout ce qui est manufacturé au monde aujourd'hui passe par des compteurs de fret. Le compteur de fret transporte effectivement 95% des produits manufacturés au monde. Il est au cœur d'une économie de quelque chose comme 12 trillions de dollars par an. Vous avez quasiment quelque chose comme 27 millions de conteneurs qui font 5 voyages en moyenne par an et qui vont transporter tout ce qui est nécessaire à la production et à la supply chain dans le monde. Donc on s'est dit, voilà un endroit fantastique pour démarrer la digitalisation de cette chaîne. Puisque dans la mesure où ce compteur de fret voit passer toutes les cargaisons du monde, eh bien, en contrôlant le compteur de fret sur le plan digital, on va pouvoir contrôler la chaîne d'approvisionnement dans son ensemble. Deuxième point, c'est qu'il y a juste quelques entreprises au monde qui contrôlent ce compteur de fret. Vous avez, et la plupart d'entre elles, en particulier les 4 premières au monde, sont européennes, donc sont juste à côté de chez nous. Il s'agit en particulier de Maersk, une entreprise danoise, de MSC, une entreprise suisse, italo-suisse, de CMA-CGM, que la plupart d'entre vous connaissent, qui est une entreprise libano-française. Et puis, il y a Magnoy, il y a Costco le chinois, mais on peut considérer que les 4 premiers au monde contrôlent quasiment plus de 50% des chemins logistiques du conteneur directement. Et indirectement, il contrôle à peu près 75% de la coordination de ces conteneurs. Autrement dit, quand un conteneur fait un voyage transcontinental, il va faire tout un tas de voyages. Et on peut dire que les 4 premières entreprises aujourd'hui vont avoir un rôle dans plus de 75% au monde, systématiquement. Donc à partir de là, on se dit, si on fait un standard à ce niveau-là, eh bien, quasiment, on a tout gagné. Alors, je vais vous montrer une vidéo. À quoi va servir ce conteneur intelligent et à quoi, comment il va rendre des services au monde entier.
When you are importing or exporting, it can be hard to know what's happening to your cargo. No one person has total visibility of the whole trip, and you and your providers can spend a lot of time and money chasing information. Delays and accidents happen, and you may not find out until it's too late to recover. Lack of visibility means uncertainty. Uncertainty means keeping more inventory. More inventory means cost. But there is a better way. You can now choose to move your goods in a smart container. A smart container is a dumb container with added electronics from Traxons. Smart containers are available in all types and sizes. A smart container knows a lot. When it's cold and when it's hot. When it's on time and when it's not. If the doors have been opened unexpectedly. Where it's from, where it is, and where it's going. And if there is a bump, it knows when and where. And it can send all this and more to TraxHub in the cloud, so that you have all the information you need from a single source. And you don't need to spend your time checking. Because the smart container can alert you when something important happens. But that's not all. There is more. You can choose to channel information directly to the right people to get the best performance within your organization, and directly to your providers so that they can increase coordination and drive down their costs. And with shorter transit times and real-time warning of disruption, you can control your inventory like never before. But that's not all. There is more. All the information from your stock in transit can be directly sent to your information systems, which means that when accidents happen, the impact on your operations is known in real time, and contingency plans can be triggered. But that's not all. There is more. When you take a big data view of all your transport activity using smart containers over time, you can see where improvements can be made, identify best practices and share them, track KPIs and complete the digital transformation of your supply chain. If we had to resume in just 5 words what smart containers means to you, we would say real data for logistics excellence.
C'est pas fini. C'est pas fini. There is more. Naturellement, la présentation est très sexy, elle montre quelques petites choses, mais je vous rappelle qu'à chaque voyage, pour chacun des conteneurs, il y a entre 20 et 40 stakeholders qui vont intervenir sur ce conteneur. Certains sont des transporteurs par la route, des camionneurs, des transporteurs par les océans, par les mers, des transporteurs par le train, etc. Mais il y a aussi des organisations portuaires, il y a des organisations douanières, il y a les banques qui financent les cargaisons qui sont dans les conteneurs, il y a les assureurs, entre autres. Et il va falloir les emmener tous à travailler autour de ce conteneur à chaque voyage pour que chacun, dans le cadre de sa responsabilité, reçoive uniquement les informations qui l'intéressent en fonction de ses responsabilités. Donc, c'est déjà un sport qui est fantastique. Je vous assure, c'est un peu plus compliqué que ce que l'on fait avec Facebook aujourd'hui. Et ça demande surtout une sécurité fantastique parce que ça concerne le commerce du monde, ça concerne les statistiques commerciales du monde, ça concerne les taxes du monde et ça concerne la sécurité du monde. Dans un conteneur, on peut faire voyager tout et n'importe quoi et on est souvent tenté de l'ouvrir pour en extraire quelquefois quelques petites choses. Alors, ce que l'on a développé aujourd'hui, ou le positionnement concurrentiel pour lequel nous avons opté, est un fonctionnement qui est unique. Vous savez, vous avez tous entendu parler probablement aujourd'hui des gens qui font du data management pour la supply chain. C'est les fournisseurs, les principaux fournisseurs, c'est Oracle, c'est SAP, c'est Infor. Ils fournissent des solutions logicielles par-dessus lesquelles des intégrateurs de systèmes tels que IBM, tels que Infosys et d'autres vont venir adapter ces solutions logicielles aux besoins des industriels. Puis à l'autre bout, on en a parlé ici pas mal, vous avez des IoT, vous avez des objets que l'on va coller sur un asset pour suivre cet asset. Néanmoins, l'asset conteneur est un asset qui appartient à quelqu'un, mais qui sert à tout un tas de gens. Et à chaque fois, il faut redistribuer ces informations à juste les gens qui vont l'utiliser pour un voyage en particulier. Alors, on a beau remonter de ce conteneur tout un tas d'informations. Si ces informations, nous ne les contextualisons pas, elles ne veulent rien dire. Je m'explique. Si vous avez un conteneur et vous êtes en train de monitorer si la porte est ouverte ou fermée, eh bien, si vous ne savez pas si ce conteneur, s'il se trouve sur un dépôt ou s'il se trouve en plein voyage, et où est-ce qu'il est dans son voyage, eh bien, l'information porte ouverte ou porte fermée n'a aucun sens. Et vous imaginez que l'on ne va pas balancer dans les poches et dans les smartphones des gens tout un tas d'informations qui n'ont pas de sens, parce que sinon, ils vont nous dire « Écoutez, on en a assez, on reçoit beaucoup trop d'informations, on ne sait pas quoi faire avec. » Donc, notre premier job, c'est de cleaner ces informations, les contextualiser pour leur donner réellement un sens. Et à partir de là, on les met à la disposition des intégrateurs, des systèmes d'information de la supply chain pour qu'ils les intègrent dans ces logiciels afin qu'ils aident les industriels qui en sont les utilisateurs à automatiser leur chaîne d'approvisionnement. Alors, vous posez la question peut-être, mais de quoi est faite cette solution en réalité? Eh bien, elle est faite d'une part de devices que l'on va mettre sur le conteneur à vie. Ce ne sont pas des RFID qui n'ont pas de pile, bien au contraire, ce sont des devices qui sont extrêmement sophistiqués, quasiment aussi sophistiqués que le smartphone que vous avez dans vos poches, mais néanmoins très durcis. Parce qu'un conteneur, c'est juste un machin qui fait, même quand il est vide, quelque chose comme 2 tonnes. Et quand il est plein, ça peut aller jusqu'à plusieurs dizaines de tonnes. Donc vous imaginez les chocs, vous imaginez la sale-vie qu'il a. Et donc on doit avoir des devices qui sont extrêmement robustes, que l'on met sur ce conteneur. Et il va falloir que ces devices communiquent où que ce conteneur soit dans le monde. Qu'il soit à Beyrouth, qu'il soit à Shenzhen ou qu'il soit dans le désert de Gobi, eh bien, il va falloir que ce conteneur puisse communiquer avec nous pour que l'on sache ce qui est en train de se passer. Donc, on leur a inventé des systèmes de communication qui sont à très, très faible consommation, parce que sinon les piles vont s'user très vite. Et pour les faire durer pendant 3 à 5 ans au minimum, eh bien, il va falloir que ces communications soient extrêmement performantes. Donc, on a inventé des systèmes de télécommunication sur lesquels je reviendrai tout à l'heure et que nous sommes en train aujourd'hui de porter au 3GPP, qui est l'organisme de standardisation de la 5G dont on a parlé ce matin. En fin de compte, il nous faut une plateforme cloud. Wow. Une plateforme cloud qui nous permet de servir en quelque sorte d'un data pipeline où chacun des acteurs va injecter ses données et d'où il va récupérer des données de façon utile pour lui et qui va nous permettre de monétiser toutes ces données qui vont rentrer et qui vont sortir de la plateforme. Et puis, naturellement, il y a toutes les applications qui vont permettre à chacun des acteurs de tirer de la valeur de ces données. Et naturellement, il va falloir des services de conseil pour accompagner l'implémentation de ces solutions. Je vais aller relativement vite. Tout à l'heure, pardon. Je vous ai dit que la solution de TrackSense s'utilisait sur des conteneurs, mais elle s'utilise sur tout type d'assets mobiles.
Efficient freight transport is a major stake for business development, and competitive rail freight is vital for our planet. So, how do we make rail freight more attractive? By bringing it into the information age with the digital freight train. The digital freight train is the result of a partnership between SNCF Logistics and Traxens, bringing together decades of industry expertise with cutting-edge technology, and it's going to change our ideas about rail freight. The digital freight train is equipped with remotely programmable electronics from Traxens, which create a secure meshed wireless network, connecting sensors and actuators throughout the train and to the cloud. This means that the position and condition of cargo and rolling stock can be known and controlled from anywhere in real time. So, what are the advantages for transport actors? For customers who need the most efficient logistics, the digital freight train allows them to see where transported goods are at any time, regardless of distances and national borders. Be alerted when they arrive in defined places. Monitor parameters which ensure the quality and security of cargo. Remotely automate operations to improve efficiency and security. Railway undertakings can organize the transport more efficiently by remotely automating brake tests and tonnage measurements. And controlling closing of container doors and tank domes. Fleet managers can access accurate mileage, shocks and axle wear for each individual wagon, so that maintenance can be based on real usage rather than time. The digital freight train is an open system that can be adapted to specific needs and extended to as many functions as required. The digital freight train will offer operational efficiency and improved security, making rail freight a superior means of transport for cargo owners, railway operators, and the planet.
C'est une adaptation de la solution initialement conçue pour les conteneurs à des trains de fret. Nous avons commencé il y a 2 ans avec la SNCF, la Société française des chemins de fer. On a inventé quelque part le train de fret digital et aujourd'hui nous sommes en train de collaborer également avec la Deutsche Bahn pour normaliser en Europe la même solution. Si vous permettez, je vais aller très vite. Même si je peux encore dire des tonnes, des solutions comme ça n'a pas de fin. Aujourd'hui, TrackSense a réussi à mettre de son côté les plus grands acteurs du monde. Vous avez compris, ce n'est pas un projet à l'échelle d'une région ou d'un continent, c'est un projet global. Et aujourd'hui, TrackSense a, avec lui, quasiment 3 grandes shipping lines sur les 6 premières du monde. Ils sont en train de travailler avec nous pour faire de la solution de TrackSense un standard mondial. Nous avons en Europe 2 sociétés de chemin de fer, des plus grandes, qui travaillent avec nous également, avec la volonté de faire de la solution de TrackSense un standard. Et sur les 350 global accounts qui font 30% des revenus des grands armateurs, nous avons commencé à commercialiser la solution auprès d'eux il y a maintenant 5 mois. Sur les 350, nous avons déjà capturé 80 qui commencent à travailler avec nous de façon régulière. J'ai beaucoup à dire sur la solution, sur les technologies utilisées, sur chacun des composants, parce que nous avons utilisé et développer souvent des technologies de rupture. Je ne pourrais pas développer tout cela ici, mais je suis à votre disposition et quand vous voulez, je répondrai à votre curiosité, d'autant plus que j'espère que demain, on aura l'occasion de créer des relations privilégiées avec le Liban pour vraiment continuer à développer ces technologies et développer leur usage. Vous êtes un peuple exceptionnel qui maîtrise des langues de manière exceptionnelle, vous avez un esprit qui est vraiment fantastique et ouvert, et ce serait dommage que moi, qui suis libanais d'origine, n'en profite pas de cette richesse pour vraiment répandre une telle solution dans le monde. Merci beaucoup.
Merci Michel, vraiment impressionnant. Et on va vous prendre sur votre parole et construire des liens entre ici et Marseille. I'll switch to English. So last but not least is Samer. Samer Gharib. Samer, maybe you know him, he's from the TV world. He's now become a social entrepreneur. A social entrepreneur is an entrepreneur that wants to make money but make good and care about the 3 Ps, you know, the people, the planet, and the profit, obviously. So he came up with a lighter or a slighter to help you quit smoking gradually, Mike. So please, Samer, تفضل.
Hello, everyone. You may say thank you for the voice. اللي وقف. Yes, ready. So this is Slighter, the learning lighter. I grew up, sorry, 1 second, 2. All right, that's it. So I grew up in a family, in a house, surrounded by smokers. My dad, my grandfather, uncles, their friends. At that time, it was a norm to see kids playing around people smoking cigarettes. Here I am with my brother. Yes, I had hair by that time. Pretending that I'm a grown-up. Smokers start to smoke when they were teens. According to the US Department of Health, 9 out of 10 smokers start to smoke before the age of 18. This is exactly what happened to me. I started to smoke at the age of 17. Today, 30 years later, I am still a smoker. Smoking is extremely addictive. Nicotine is the addictive substance in tobacco. It is a drug. It is as addictive as heroin and cocaine. This is why it is too hard. It's so hard to quit smoking. 2 out of 3 smokers say that they want to quit every year. About half of them, they try to quit each year, though only few succeed to quit. This is because smokers don't get only dependent on nicotine physically, but also socially and emotionally addicted. People can still smoke everywhere, pretty much everywhere, not here, don't do it, and in front of everyone, and they're not considered as drug addicts. People who have used smoking for more than 3 weeks, if they wish to stop immediately smoking, they will feel a harsh withdrawal symptoms. The withdrawal is both emotional and physical. Emotionally, you would feel like they will feel like they have lost their best friend. Physically, they will feel like they are having a hangover day after day, every day. This frustrating feeling make the smoker go back to smoking again, and this is what we call relapse. All solutions on the market are asking the smoker to quit immediately, do an immediate resolution, and they are replacing the nicotine intake with nicotine patches, nicotine gum, inhaler, pills that only address the physical dependence. What is more, there is a new trend in tobacco use. E-cigarettes and high-tech vaping machine that they are most often seen as less harmful. Ironically, these devices are training new users to inhale nicotine